I'm happy today. Why? I'm still buzzing from yesterday's community event on X. So if you'd been a part of that community event, you'd have seen me sitting there the whole time. I think the longer you sit in the event, the higher your avatar goes. And I was like right next to Brad Garlinghouse at some point. So shout out to you guys if you were there. It was an amazing event. A lot of people expected some kind of announcement, which obviously wasn't to happen. I wasn't expecting anything SEC related or any of that. I know a lot of people made videos about that. I think if they're being honest with themselves, I think even they weren't expecting anything. I think I don't know, it's a fun video to make, speculation, just in case there was something, little expectation, not really sort of expect the worst and hope for the best scenario, basically. But what was announced was amazing. Okay, there were many amazing announcements. It kind of reminded me of when I first found Steemit and Hive, and how we used to spend about 6 to 7 hours on Discord a day, just like discussing with each other. We had geeks and developers and all that, talking about the things that we're building. It's quite interesting. Highlights for me were probably highlights for a lot of people. Garlinghouse declaration that yes, indeed, they are in touch with the White House in terms of XRP and strategic hoard for the country, etc. There's also Ondo, which announced RWA tokenization. That's huge. Again, that's the beginning of things. A lot of that to come soon, especially from Asia and the APAC region generally. There's the what's it called? What are they called? Archax, which is a British Archax is a British fund that tokenizes real life funds, right? So funds that already exist in real life or in traditional finance, they tokenize them on the blockchain, right? So that's another tokenization body, which already obviously on HBAR. If you remember the little HBAR pump that we had that was related to the exaggerated news, I won't say fake news, the exaggerated BlackRock news a few months ago. Well, they are on the XRP Ledger now with that same fund, which is BlackRock backed. So that's a lot of liquidity potentially. And then just a lot of just developers, small scale developers, larger scale, medium scale developers talking about the work that they're doing on the XRP Ledger. It's just how excited a lot of them are that makes you also excited that you're part of something big. And somebody said something quite interesting. And he said, these things that they're building now used to just be a dream, but now they're a reality and they're affecting real human beings. Stuff that was nearly sci-fi, now actually happening on the XRP Ledger and, in crypto generally. Obviously, XRP and XRP Ledger, they're not the only projects in existence. There are other projects too that are doing very, very well. HBAR, XLM, Avalanche, all doing incredible things. But I think, I'm a big fan of the XRP Ledger, and I'm always excited to see the projects that are building. And it is these projects that are building now, these small DeFi projects that are bringing utility to the blockchain, that are going to lead to mass adoption along the line. So I'm more excited about these little guys than I am, say, BlackRock coming in and doing an ETF, even though that's going to bring a lot of liquidity straight away. In the long term, it's these little guys with their DeFi platforms and their utility platforms that's going to help sustain the ecosystem, especially the decentralized aspect of it. So when the time does come when the United States buys a gazillion amount of XRP and BlackRock and Fidelity start seeding their ETFs, then there's going to be a concern, obviously. Now these guys, a lot of the XRP is, I don't know, there'll be a centralization concern, which is not true if you understand how the blockchain works, obviously. But these little DeFi guys are going to bring utility to the average user, and they're going to help maintain the original purpose of the ledger. Exciting times today. We're expecting a lot of volatility. I like volatility, by the way, because I have a tiny trading portfolio that is completely separate from my, hodl portfolio. I think most of us do, right? Most people that are OGs, we have our, 90% hodl bag that's just sitting there, dollar cost average, untaxable because we never sold, whatever. And then we have that 10% that we throw on memes and we do 500x leverage on. No, obviously I'm joking. But I'm quite enjoying doing a little bit of leverage trading on Mexi. By the way, that Mexi affiliate program is still running. You have I think 15 days left for the $20,000 bonus competition. Now, I'm not actually allowed to play, just you guys, whoever uses my link that is in the description. It's pretty much in most of my videos now. If you look in the description, you'd see the link, and that link will take you to the platform that tells you what's going on, right? If you're already using Mexi, I don't think you can use that link anymore. I think it's just for new users or whatever. But it's great. I was using both Coinbase and Mexi yesterday, and to be honest, the difference is just night and day. I think for Coinbase, you just need a larger screen to trade because it's a lot of information squeezed into that little window, and it's not efficiently. The UI is not efficiently spaced out. It's a terrible user experience, in my opinion. It's also very laggy. You have to keep refreshing the browser. It's terrible. And it's amazing because, Coinbase is a big exchange floated on the stock market. You think they would have fixed that by now. And they're also known to crash and die when, the stuff really gets going, when you really need access. And, yesterday we had that little bit of volatility and I was trying to make a really quick trade and I missed the trade because, sluggish Coinbase. But on Mexi, I was able to get in and out, place my orders, bang, bang, bang. I did a 5x, boom, in and out, everything smooth. So it's always good to have an alternative. So if you haven't got an alternative, you're looking for a KYC free platform, then check out the link in the description. Anyway, expecting lots of volatility today, so I'll be doing some trading. It's gambling really, right? So I only use money that I don't mind, losing completely, right? So it's less than 10% actually. It's 5, maybe even 3% of the actual portfolio. And sometimes I make these massive wins, bro. And I take the wins and I shove it into the DCA. Not financial advice, to your own research. So why are we expecting the volatility today? Well, Jerome Powell is going to say a bunch of things, and depending on what he says, things might go up or down. I think a lot of people are expecting there to be no rate cuts because of the inflation changing direction a couple of months ago. And now the strategy's changed somewhat and they've become a little bit more hawkish than dovish. We've seen what happened in Japan. They raised interest rates. But again, the economic situation over there is different from here in the West. But again, inflation is ticking up. And the Fed, in all their wisdom, decide whether or not to raise or cut or slow down the cuts or accelerate the whatever. And then whatever it says, the very emotional stock market is going to react to that. And if it's hawkish, they're going to dump tech stocks that are already on shaky ground thanks to DeepSeek, the quote unquote and so-called AI platform from out of China. So just be very careful if you've got large leverage on today to keep an eye on that. At the point of me recording this, the US is still asleep. Asia and Europe hasn't done anything dramatic yet. It's often the US, and often the sell-offs begin relatively close to the announcement. And before that, we often get a move in the opposite direction. So like if it's going to dump, we get kind of a fake pump, and then people fall for that and then lose a lot of money. So just be really, really careful Wow, look at this cat. Look at this beautiful cat. Hello. How are you? Shall I buy or sell? No? No financial advice? Beautiful cat. Cats are amazing. Not a big fan of dogs, but cats, I like cats. Independent, ruthless. Shout out to cats. Maybe I'll go get a cat coin. Maybe that's a signal to go get a cat meme. Put a 10x on it or something. Anyway, not financial advice. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.